Welcome everyone to the 23rd meeting of this year's Rotary Club, Parks and Rotary Club. I'd like to have everybody stand up if you could, just before we get it going, and just mingle with your guests at your table and just introduce yourself, and we'll get the show on the road. Okay, everyone, if we could take a seat. And I'd like to bring up Happy to do our invocation and our pledge. So if we could all take a seat, that'd be great. And where is Happy? Oh, there she comes.
Dear Lord, please hear our prayer for inner peace. In the midst of life's chaos, grant us the strength to find tranquility within ourselves. May we learn to quiet our minds amidst the noise and turmoil, embrace stillness amidst the rush, and nurture the peace that resides deep in our souls. With each breath, may we release tension and embrace calm. May we appreciate each person's unique gifts. Thank you for everything that you do for us, Lord. Amen. If you'll place your hand over your heart, I pledge to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Once so proud and
Thank you, Happy. And now we'd like to pass the mic around for Happy Bucks. Anyone want to stand in for Happy Bucks? And let me give the microphone to Jeffrey over here to walk around. Here you go. Any Happy Bucks? Oh, right over here, Happy Bucks. And also, real quick before, do we have the bucket? Where's the bucket for the Happy Bucks?
Oh, here.
Ah, there it is.
Yeah.
And before we do that, I want to also just
Kathy?
mention Scott McLaughlin. I'm so happy he's back. Many of you may have known that Scott had a little bit of health issue just recently, and but he's back here and everything's doing great. And just want to just
All
welcome him
right,
back.
great.
And also, Alan Wynn Alan's walking out, but again, I'm so thankful he's here also. But go ahead, Jeff.
Okay, well, I'm just going to say that I feel grateful but sad because Saban retired. And I happen to be in school with Paul Bear Bryant, and so that kind of shows you my age. During those times, the Darrell Royal, Paul Bear Bryant, and now our Saban is retiring. Oh, well.
And I have a happy buck that Saban is retiring on behalf of all Aggies. Who else?
Any more Happy Bucks? Go Dogs.
Over here, Scott.
Just grateful to be here. Thank you for your prayers. It's good to be back.
Thanks,
Okay,
Scott.
great to have you back.
Absolutely.
Scott. Yeah, fantastic. Who else?
Any others? And now guest. And Jeff will see you with the microphone with your guest. Any guests today?
Guests?
Here we go.
Great to meet everyone. My name is Harrison Coleman with the North Texas Food Bank. If any of you work with Diana Cow, I'll be kind of the new Diana Cow, so I'm really happy to be here.
Welcome. Glad to have you.
Welcome.
Who else?
And I'm Cassie Collins. I know a few of you. I am also with the North Texas Food Bank. I'm the Director of Community Engagement. So my office helps with all of your volunteer opportunities and a few of your events as well. So thank you for having me.
Welcome. We're glad to have you.
Welcome.
Hello, everyone. My name is Isla Piccone, and I just moved to Dallas from Houston a few short months ago. So thank you for having me, and I look forward to meeting you all.
Welcome.
Welcome.
Any other guests? Okay, great. I think we're all done. And now I'd like Greg Pape to come to the podium to talk about the foundation.
Thank you, President Jeff. If you look on your table, you'll see a flyer and hopefully your name's on it, because it demonstrates that you're contributing to the Rotary Foundation, which sustains our programs, the needed revenue, voluntary contributions, which are tax deductible. And how does that work? When we give to the Rotary Foundation, we're giving to the annual fund, which is the basic funding source for the foundation, and it empowers Rotarians to carry out sustaining service projects in our community, but also throughout the world. It's divided into the World Fund, and 50% comes back to our district. The World Fund, the discretion of the foundation contributions are at the discretion of the Board of Trustees, and the district designated funds, 50% approximately comes back to our district, and the 62 Rotary clubs that make up our district can use that as grant money, district grants throughout our community or elsewhere. If you give $100 or more each and every year, which is our obligation, you're a sustaining member of the foundation. When you give $1,000 or more, you're a Paul Harris Fellow, named after the founder of Rotary, Paul Harris, in 1905. You know, we've got three wonderful individuals today, and I'd like to have them at the podium. We've got President Jeff, Tom Swift, and our incoming Nolan Duck. If you all could meet on the podium here, we'd like to pay homage to your time and your resources. And Nolan, we've got your wonderful Paul Harris Society certificate from RI, along with a chevron there that you can slip through your Paul Harris pin, showing that you're a member of the Paul Harris Society. We have 21 members in our club. Nolan's one of them. We appreciate you very much. And Tom Swift. Yes. Tom, you are moving up the contribution ladder at amazing speed. Reminds me of the SpaceX program. He's going to crash. Well, you're at the 7th level contribution of the Rotary Foundation, which is a beautiful Paul Harris pin and a nice shiny ruby. What do you think, Trish? Thank you, brother. And there's a lot of pressure on this fella because he's president of our club. He's got a heck of a lot of responsibility every day to run this club, and yet Jeff has found the time and dug deep in his account, and he's a 5-level Paul Harris contributor to the foundation. President Jeff. Thank you, brother. Okay. Yes.
I'd just like to say one thing about this guy. So earlier today,
Yes, sir.
I said, my goodness, that thing's really big. And I said, is that like a 10,000 or 20,000? What is that exactly? What is that, Greg?
I have no idea. I'm a major donor level 2. I'll leave it to your imagination what it takes to get there.
So congratulations to Mr. Pape.
Thank you.
Thank you, Greg, and thanks to everyone.
Thank you.
And now I'd like to have Kathy Wall come up to do the Marketplace Advertiser.
Okay, well, I'm having a hard time. I had it in my phone and it disappeared. So I don't know what to tell y'all. Do something else and maybe it'll.
Well, we have the agenda. We can keep moving forward. I'd like to have TRISHA Cunningham come up, please. And this is the party pick. This is the pick scene here. But this is a contribution that we're making to the North Texas Food Bank for $10,000. Yeah. And if I'm not mistaken, and Tanya, this was triple matched?
She got it in during our triple match before the holidays.
So
we were emailing, so that way it helped us to leverage other donations. It helped us to leverage other donations as well, too, whenever we get them in for the matches. So thank you for being very cognizant of that.
So just imagine a 3 not there and versus a 1. So $30,000.
Excellent.
Thank you very much.
Appreciate it.
There you go. Thank you. Yeah.
Okay, sorry for the little hiccup there, everyone. I'll just step in because I was able to find it right here. So our marketplace advertiser today is past President Richard Stanford. So let's thank him for sponsoring through the marketplace. As I mentioned last week, we still have spots available, and we do it by quarter now. So the amount that you pay decreases each quarter we're into the Rotary year. So now that we're in quarter 1, it is adjusted. So you can go ahead and still join now and support the marketplace, support the club, and then just renew when we renew at the new Rotary year if you'd like to do that. So just a note for everyone. So Richard Stanford today is our advertiser. CC Young Retirement Community is a nonprofit continuing care community on White Rock Lake. Located on a 20-acre campus, it offers independent and assisted living and nursing care to 450 residents, in addition to Medicare rehab, hospice, and home health to the broader community. The new Vista building is 10 stories of some of the newest assisted living, memory care, nursing care, and rehabilitation in Dallas. The Point at CC Young offers the Dallas community a space where cultural programming, swim, and exercise facilities are also available. A new alliance with the University of North Texas offers residents and the Dallas community lectures by and travel with UNT faculty. Now over 100 years old, CC Young continues to grow and respond to the needs of Dallas seniors. So again, please help me in thanking Richard Stanford and CC Young for being our marketplace advertiser today. Thank you.
Thank you, Mark, and thank you, Richard. And a couple things I want to also bring up. Jill Jordan needs to come up and speak to the parade, and this is some good news she'll be bringing in. Please listen.
Thank you. All right, I hope everybody had a great holiday season. Of course, it began with Halloween. It's ending on Monday with MLK, so I hope you had a great season. And I hope you had a happy new year, but it's time for us to start planning the holiday that is of most importance to this club, which is the 4th of July. All right, so it's time to start the parade planning. And for that, we need volunteers. So on your table, I've given you all some sheets, and it shows you a wide variety of tasks. Now, for those of you who are new to the club, the deal is all members are supposed to help with the parade. And so if you think, well, you know, I spend 4th of July in Colorado, so I can't help with the parade. Oh no, you have an opportunity. We have lots of things to do actually before the parade and actually after the parade. So please take a look at this list and find some things that you would be interested in doing. Circle them, put your name on it, and get the list to us. And I'm hoping, yeah.
I'd like to, be one of the people.
Would you volunteer?
Yeah.
You're our first.
Can I run the day of the parade?
Yes, you may run the day of the parade. We really appreciate that. Yeah, but he does need people to help, and you can see those opportunities listed on this sheet of paper. Now, on the sheet of paper, I want to highlight a couple of things. First is the #1 activity on there, which is we need a couple of people to shadow us and learn what it is that we do so that you all can run the parade for 2025. This is year 2 for Alan and me. So if you have a hankering to run the parade or the pre-parade activities, we would really love for you to self-identify. Otherwise, that means we'll be volunteering a couple of people, you know, for the future year. So I highlight that one. We have another couple of opportunities there. Alan really needs someone to learn how to do the registration packets. He's the only one in the club who knows how to do that, so he would love to train somebody. So there are lots of opportunities. If you don't know anything about the parade or what the opportunities are, Alan and I are going to have a planning meeting. It's going to be via Zoom, so you can do it from the comfort of your own homes. It's going to be Wednesday the 24th at 6 o'clock. If you will let either Alan or me know so that we can send you that Zoom invitation, it would be appreciated. Those of you who we've already kind of talked with you about leading a particular activity, you'll be getting an invitation directly. That leaves with the final thing, which is the parade theme. And it is time to start thinking about what the theme for this year's parade should be. So the contest for that will be in the last part of January. Our winner from last year was our president here. And so anyway, we're looking for new ideas. So be thinking about parade themes. You'll be hearing more about that and when the timeline for that is. So please consider these opportunities and sign up for different activities. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Jill, and for all you do, and Alan. And that is great news because, again, this is a great opportunity to volunteer. And we do so many great events at the Park City Rotary Club, but this is our big marquee event. And other great news is Alan's back again, doing it again. Because no, we really, yes, absolutely. And now I'd like to have Jason Graves come to the podium. So Jason has done all the prerequisites. He's gone through pledgeship. He is getting his blue badge, but unfortunately, I don't see his blue badge up here. But the point being is you are now a full-blown member. You're out of pledgeship. Get you the blue badge. And guys, he joined, and he has gone through this very quickly. And he's a great example. He's jumped right in with so many different volunteering events he participated in, and we truly appreciate your membership. Thank you. And now a few announcements before we get to our program. We have PCRConnect on January 25th. Locations to be determined. Do we know where that is going to be yet? Anyone? P.F. Chang's. Happy, you'll see that from Happy. And then little musical chairs here. As you know, we've had some musical chairs with Maggiano'S, but unfortunately, Maggiano'S informed Lori, and you can imagine last Friday she came to me in just a panic, but they've booked this room on the 26th, so we will not be having our meeting here. With that being said, we will be having it at the Park Cities Club. And so you should be signing up online for that, and then, but that's what's going to have to be done. So unfortunately, we've put our foot down and asked them not to do this anymore. They have our schedule for the rest of the year. We've been told this will not happen again, but we shall see. There may be one date in May that we're trying to deal with because someone in their sales department nationally double booked. The 27th of January, we have our strategic planning meeting. That's going to be held at 9 o'clock, I think at Jeff McNaughton's offices again. So that's always a critical part of our club where we plan 3-year plans for how we move forward with our efforts in serving the community. And then there's no meeting on Friday the 29th of March for Easter holiday. And with that, Kathy, do we have the raffle? And Craig, we're going to have you draw a number out of this hat, and then whoever has this number winning ticket will have a chance to win half the pot. And what's the pot up to, do we know? Any idea? So about $400. So if your number is pulled out of the hat, you pick a card, and if the card's the ace of spades, then you win half the pot. And that winning number is, last 4 numbers are 2868. Herb got it. Woohoo! Ace of spades he has to pull out of this thing to win half. That's your consolation prize. Thanks, Kathy. And now I'd like to call Jeff Brady up to introduce our program for the day.
Thank you, Jeff. Okay, we are in for a real treat today. Folks, as most of you may know, tourism is big business in Big D, okay? It drives more than just think about this, it drives more than $5 billion in economic impact and supports more than 65,000 jobs in the city and then also throughout the Metroplex. Craig T. Davis, our speaker today, is at the tip of the spear when it comes to promoting DFW and the city of Dallas in particular as a travel, tourism, and convention destination. He's president and CEO of Visit Dallas, the city's sales and marketing organization. He directs and manages all of Visit Dallas's strategies, operations, activities, and staff as the organization works to achieve its mission to market Dallas globally. We're not just talking about state of Texas or nationally, but we're marketing Dallas globally to benefit our community and visitors, and I'm sure he'll touch on that in just a minute. He has worked in the hospitality industry for more than 3 decades and began his tenure here in Dallas as president and CEO of Visit Dallas 4 years ago, in fact, in January of 2020. Prior to Dallas, he served as president and CEO of Visit Pittsburgh, and during his 19-year career there, served as executive director of convention sales and executive vice president of sales and marketing. And his extensive background in hospitality also includes experience in marketing and sales at hotels in Pittsburgh, Chicago, and Ontario. Born in Ontario, Canada, Davis became a citizen in 2001. He graduated from the University of Western Ontario in London, Ontario, and in 2002, he became a Certified Destination Management Executive, CDME. That's a big deal, and now serves as a course instructor for its leadership program. He's a private pilot, and he resides here in Dallas with his wife, Kathleen. Please help me give a big, warm Rotary welcome to Craig Davis.
Thank you so much for the warm welcome. I am the CEO of Visit Dallas, but when I talk about Dallas, I'm really referring to the region. While there are counterparts that I have around the Metroplex, we really work as a team together. And I think that I see that this is the Park Cities Club, but you have Dallas right in the middle. And I think that it'd be fair to say that what happens in Dallas sort of has a downstream effect for all of the Metroplex and vice versa. But we work very, very closely with them. But I'm going to kind of start on with what Visit Dallas is. We are, next one. We're a not-for-profit, and we have the contract with the city of Dallas to do what we do. That contract gets renewed every 5 years, hopefully. Our renewal is this year, but our job is really to bring in economic development. And next slide, please. So we're funded with that. When you go to a hotel in any city, you see all the little taxes that are at the bottom of that hotel bill. We get a piece of a couple of those taxes. We get a piece of the hotel occupancy tax. We get to spend the entire Tourism and Public Improvement District tax. And then there's another program that happens in Texas that's very unique. It's a large event trust fund. And the large event trust fund is going to actually, and I'll get into this about FIFA World Cup, but it allows Dallas and other cities within Texas to bring in really big major events. And our state actually gives back tax to them, and it amounts to millions of dollars. So all told, we have about a $55 million budget. And about 12 or 13 of that is the large event trust fund that is actually just a pass-through. So we have the discretion to be able to spend that money to bring Dallas to the world. So next slide, please. Oh, now actually go back to the vision and mission. Sorry about that. So our vision is to elevate Dallas as a welcoming, must-visit destination, and our mission is to market Dallas globally for the benefit of our community. So what does that mean? Our job is to bring economic development into Dallas through the means of tourism. But if you think about it another way, we bring in people, and people bring opportunities, they bring in wealth. The wealth that we bring in is the best kind of wealth to have. It's other people's money. By definition, we're bringing in people outside in to spend their money. They leave behind and they don't ask you for a fire truck afterwards. They come in and they spend money that actually equates to spending taxes for us. So it is big business, and I'll get into that a little bit. But what we do is we bring in large groups. So this weekend, when the Cowboys are in their playoff game, we have nothing to do with that. But we do support the Cowboys, and we are actually in process. I'm going to give you some secrets today. We are actually actively looking at a new Super Bowl here in Dallas, Texas, somewhere in 2030, 2031. So we're working with the Cowboys for that. We have a very active sports commission that is under Visit Dallas, as well as the Dallas Film Commission. So we are the sales and marketing arm really and truly for Dallas. No other organization has marketing money to spend. So we really truly are the brand of Dallas. And I'll get into that a little bit. But if you're downtown, you see a bunch of people walking around with the lanyards around their necks, that's us. We're the ones that brought that convention into the convention center. We do not bring professional sporting events, but we were the ones that brought the NCAA Women's Final Four. So if it's a high-end or high-impact amateur sporting event, likely that we worked along with our community to bring that in. Next, please. Next, please. So as was touched upon, there are tens of thousands of jobs and billions of dollars that come in the form of economic development. During COVID, we went from, and I hate talking about COVID, I think the rest of you are as well, but it stands to reason that right during COVID, we went from our biggest year on record of 2019 down to single digits in terms of hotel occupancy. I've never seen anything like that in my life. I thought I'd seen it all, and I'd never seen anything like that. But the good news is, and I want to talk a lot about the strength of Dallas or the strength of the Metroplex, because we bounced back as a Metroplex faster than any Metroplex in the United States or probably the world after COVID. When it first came down, they were talking about it wouldn't take until 2025 for us to get back to the levels that we had achieved back in 2019. As it happened, we are fully back and exceeding 2019 in 2022. So the the strength of the way that we were bounded after the pandemic and the strength of this region, our customers couldn't wait to use us. And I'm going to talk a little bit more about that. Next slide, please, Mark. So I want to talk about what's on the horizon. This is the fun stuff. We have some really big projects coming. We have, obviously, DFW Airport is going to get a brand new terminal. We are going to be hosting a FIFA World Cup in 2026. And we're going to get a brand new convention center downtown. There are many other things, as I said, a new Super Bowl. We're going to have the NCAA men's and women's Final Fours in both 2030 and 31. So we are the epicenter of a lot of activity for visitation, for sporting events, and I'm going to get in a little bit about that. Next, please. So the K. Bailey Hutchinson Convention Center, I'd like to show you a quick video so that you can see, and I'll actually afterwards explain sort of what's going on, but if you wouldn't mind playing the video, please. Thank you.
The City of Dallas Master Plan transforms the K. Bailey Hutchinson Convention Center and its surroundings into one of the nation's premier urban destinations. With the expanded convention center located west of Lamar Street, the land currently occupied by the existing center can be transformed into a lively, walkable mixed-use district for all to enjoy. Through the region's improved transportation system, access to this district will be fast and efficient, with new connections to the surrounding neighborhoods of the Cedars and Southern Dallas. As we fly over City Hall, you can see part of the new Convention Center district, occupying the space between the Dallas Memorial Auditorium and Omni Dallas Hotel, where the existing center is currently located. Expanding the Convention Center west of Lamar Street makes available approximately 30 acres of land for a new mixed-use development. This video illustrates a potential concept for development of this area. The city's master plan includes a robust stakeholder engagement process and numerous meetings to gather feedback on the plans proposed for this area. Those plans from both the City of Dallas and private developers have been integrated into a cohesive master plan for the area. The tower on the left shows a proposed convention center hotel. Crossing over Griffin Street, we see the Convention Center DART station. The master plan proposes to provide access to the station at the street level, which would make it more visible to riders and better connected to the activity of the new district. Crossing over Lamar Street to the Convention Center, we see the front door and the vibrant central atrium that would face the heart of the new district. The City of Dallas master plan envisions a convention center with an open and transparent facade that would showcase the activity inside the convention center while connecting attendees to the outdoor environment. The inside of the 2.5 million square foot state-of-the-art convention center would be active and dynamic, with open and easy to navigate spaces. Gala events would be held in one of the largest ballrooms in the country, a great place to see and be seen. The ballrooms and convention spaces would connect to the central atrium, with its multi-story transparent facade. The facade would frame views from the atrium into the Convention Center district and the Dallas skyline beyond, making it easy for visitors to orient themselves and engage with the City of Dallas. A pedestrian street could connect the Convention Center to the Dallas Memorial Auditorium and the Black Academy of Arts and Letters, also known as T-Ball. This street could be lined with restaurants, galleries, and cafes, and could be designed to accommodate events, performances, and the visual arts. The street is imagined as a place where both Dallas residents and visitors can come together to celebrate the city's diversity and vibrancy. The city's master plan includes new entrances for both the Dallas Memorial Auditorium and T-Ball, so they can be oriented towards activities within the district and connected to shared parking facilities. A shared entry plaza would encourage visitors to engage with the surrounding amenities and attractions, and would provide a place to celebrate Dallas arts and local artists. The new development could embrace surrounding destinations like City Hall Plaza and the Farmers Market, the Cedars, and downtown Dallas, becoming part of the Dallas skyline. The Convention Center district could become a nexus point, connecting multiple points of interest around Dallas. Ackerd Street provides an opportunity for a comfortable pedestrian connection to the AT&T Discovery District and could help weave existing open spaces like City Hall Plaza and Dallas Police Memorial into a network with proposed open spaces. As we move over the Omni Dallas Hotel, several planned private developments come into view. The Eddie Bernice Johnson Union Station is an existing multimodal hub that brings multiple transit modes together, including the Dallas streetcar. The station provides an important opportunity to create enhanced connectivity throughout the downtown and surrounding neighborhoods. Investments proposed in the master plan would improve transit connections and help establish Union Station as an anchor for new development in the area. A new pedestrian bridge from Union Station could span the rail tracks, providing access to transit platforms and connecting the Hyatt Regency Dallas with more than 1,000 hotel rooms to future planned development, the Convention Center District, and downtown. Returning to the Convention Center, the district and the center have been planned to encourage street-level shops, restaurants, and other uses along all sides of the buildings, giving opportunities for future private sector development. Lamar Street, currently covered by the Convention Center, could emerge as an important north-south link, with the Omni Dallas Hotel on the right connected to the expanded Convention Center. Lamar Street would be improved to handle increased vehicle traffic, accommodate bicycle lanes, and enhance pedestrian activity through restaurants and shops along tree-lined streetscapes. Returning to the front door of the Convention Center, the surrounding open spaces would be connected to a new deck park over I-30. This deck park would be a vibrant at-grade bridge connecting the Cedars and Southern Dallas with the new district and downtown. Similar to Clyde Warren Park, the new deck park could provide much-needed open space and serve as a valuable neighborhood asset. It would be designed as a place for community activities and for residents to gather. When viewed from the south, the goal of the master plan becomes clear. The knitting together of planned private development with the proposed high-speed rail station, the new deck park over I-30, and the expanded Convention Center. The Convention Center rooftop would be open to the district and would feature a terrace with skyline views, a living roof, and a vertiport. These investments in the Convention Center would be a catalyst for new development and public amenities, spurring transformational change for the city of Dallas.
So there's a lot there. How many have been to the Convention Center as it stands right now? Okay. So what you may not realize is that the first part was built in 1957, and the newest part was built in 2002. So it also has $700 million worth of deferred maintenance. So essentially, we've been driving a junker for the last 60 years. It has 5 different buildings, 5 different systems. The city really, quite frankly, let it go. And so now we have the opportunity to really transform. That convention center will stay open during the construction phase, and the new convention center will be built alongside of it. So right now, our convention center goes from east to west. The new one will start in the south and go to the north. And then they're going to take down the existing convention center and redevelop all that land that you see. So we're going to go from 725,000 square feet of exhibit space to 800,000 square feet of exhibit space, and 160,000 square feet of breakout space to 430,000. So we are going to actually double the business at the convention center. And if you're asking if it's been paid for, if it's all the money's in the bank, well, the money isn't quite in the bank, but it is being paid for by the tourists that are coming in and paying a tax. So there's another 2% tax that are being paid by visitors that will go to help bond that. And we also created a project financing zone around it that the state has gladly given back some of the tax that they would have otherwise taken. So with those two, it's going to be about a $3 billion project. And right now, there is actually construction happening around the convention center in downtown. They're moving utilities. And then the actual shovels come into the ground this year, and it should come out of the ground on Q4 2028. So that's an exciting, exciting thing that will actually transform not only downtown, but southern Dallas. So we see that as the brand new neighborhood for Dallas. Next slide, please. And then I want to talk about our brand. We spent the last year working with other economic development agencies within and other economic development entities within the Dallas region to talk about developing a brand for Dallas. I think all of you can probably understand if I asked you what Dallas is in this room, I'd probably get 100 different answers. We've done some extensive research over the last year, And we've come out with the essence of what our brand is. And the essence is that Dallas is a maverick, has a maverick can-do spirit. We talk about the people. Unfortunately, well, not unfortunately, it really is a fact that we don't have mountains, we don't have wine region, we don't have an ocean. So what we do have is very special to Dallas. It is the people. I came here 4 years ago, and when my friends would call me and say, what do you think of Dallas? I would always tell them, this is a sophisticated city, and the people here, and their joke is that you know that I came from Canada, and Canadians are notorious for being the nicest people in the world. I said the people in Dallas make Canadians look like they're from New Jersey. So it's just such a friendly, and I hope I haven't hurt any New Jerseyans in here, but so what this is, and the sort of the tagline that we're working with, you're not going to see maverick can-do spirit, but that's the essence of our brand. And you're going to see something, when we started to bounce this around, we said that Dallas has just the right amount of swagger. So swagger is a pejorative term sometimes, because if you look it up in the dictionary, swagger is actually defined as somebody that thinks that something that they're not. But the common use of swagger now is that if I said that person has some swagger, I think it's meant as a compliment. They've got that sort of something about them. And that's what Dallas says. We have just the right amount of swagger. So Mark, if you could allow me to play, this is a quicker video than the last one, but we're going to show you sort of how this is going to manifest itself in just the right amount of swagger.
This is a story about swagger. Not that kind. This kind. He has it. She has it. They have it. That crew definitely has it. Swagger is how we find ourselves dancing salsa at sunset with a stranger, sharing the password to a speakeasy, venturing off the menu, welcoming everyone up to the rooftop, splurging on first press vinyl, or rocking new boots at a hockey game. Swagger is how we be our true selves. It's the power source where artists find the spark, innovators find the fuel, and icons find their timeless voltage. It's a feeling that anything is possible, and everyone is welcome. Like no city on earth, Dallas offers up an irresistibly magnetic confidence, a hyper-original can-do, can-be vibe, a collective sense that the walls around what divides us are crumbling, and a new vision of togetherness is emerging into a wide blue North Texas sky. A living, breathing, starry-eyed, and wholehearted belief that the future is boundless and ours to share, with a round of margaritas, of course. This is Dallas. This is just the right amount of swagger.
So we led that whole effort with other economic, thank you, I appreciate that. My chief marketing officer will be very happy to hear that you had that reaction. We're working very closely with the Dallas Regional Chamber, Downtown Dallas, and other economic development organizations so that they can actually use this brand as well. Because if you think about it, this is the manifestation of what we can do in tourism, but how about attracting corporations to Dallas? How about attracting people to Dallas? You want to be attracted to that maverick can-do spirit. And so we really feel like that sort of brand essence has the ability to move across channels. So we're looking forward to that. Look for that in March. We're going to be bringing that out. We're doing a lot of rollouts. So we'd love to come back and do that rollout with here at Rotary. Another thing that I want to talk about, and I'm closing up pretty soon, is the FIFA World Cup 2026. Dallas is one of the very few cities in North America that will get FIFA World Cup games. What you may not realize is that one FIFA World Cup game is equivalent to a Super Bowl. Okay, let that sink in. We're going to get at least 8 games and maybe up to 12. 12 Super Bowls in the summer of 2026. That economic impact is going to be ridiculous. For those of you that go away for the summer, I suggest you go away and then you put your house up for rent. You'll get more money than you could ever possibly think that you could, because we're going to be the epicenter. We have been named the International Broadcast Center at the Convention Center. So the old Convention Center for the year of 2026 will be the International FIFA Broadcast Center. And we're also waiting until maybe 3 weeks from now to find out who's going to get the final game. And it's kind of, I'm understanding it's between us and, they say New York, but it's really New Jersey. Here I go, I'm going back off again on New Jersey, but it's the Meadowlands and us, and so I'm hoping that they make the right decision. So if we get the final game, that will really become the entire North American epicenter of FIFA will be here in Dallas. So next slide. And just kind of finishing up on film. The film office is under Dallas, and some really great things happened last year. The legislature offered up about $200 million worth of tax credits for filming to be done in Texas. And we're going to get a brand new movie studio in the south side of Dallas. That's a digital movie studio. So you're going to see major productions being once again filmed here. I joke that the last major film production that has been here was RoboCop back in 1987. So we have a long ways to go, but there's a brand new day. So I want to leave you with this, that Dallas's best days are ahead of them. If you look at us compared to other metroplexes, we are moving at a quicker pace. A couple things that you may not know is that we're going to be bigger than Chicagoland in 2030 in terms of population. We're going to be the third largest destination in the United States by 2030, and that there's more economic development coming here than any other city. We have the most hotels in the pipeline, and we have the most, I think, attention. So you are in the right place at the right time, and I look forward to working with all of you over the next decade plus. So thank you so much for your time.
We've got time for a few questions, okay? So we'll see if who has a question. I've got the first one. Sorry, Jeff. Now this, Craig, you may or may not. You might want to deflect this question. It's come up before. I'm sure you've handled it before. But we've all heard about high-speed rail.
Yeah.
Here to Houston, here to San Antonio. And there has been talk about a hub, a station downtown near the new convention center. Is that a pipe dream, or is that really going to happen?
So I've talked to a couple different groups, and one says that high-speed rail is dead, and the other says it's 100% coming. The one that says it's 100% coming are the people that work within government, and they're on committees that serve this. So I think high-speed rail, I think, is coming to Dallas. I think it will be the Houston to Dallas corridor has been funded by the federal government. There is talk about from Dallas to Fort Worth as well. But the rail station is going to be near the convention center for high-speed rail. It can be. There is some talk right now because, if I'm being really honest, the spur that goes between Dallas and Fort Worth is set to go through Hunt property, and the Hunts are not happy about that, which I understand because it will be taken by eminent domain. They have plans for that property, so we're talking about how we can accommodate everybody.
Craig, speak to, if you could, obviously the new convention center, we're doubling or more the size of the convention, but what's the trend been, and what are the challenges with Dallas in the scope of the top convention cities? Okay. And what are the challenges, whether the amenities or politics, whatever it may be, but where are we now, and what are the things that are challenges?
So when we get the new convention center, we will be, I think, the fourth largest convention center destination in the United States. Chicago has 2 million square feet. I don't even know what Vegas has. Every time I talk about it, it changes. There's, in the United States, or actually in North America, or even the world, there is us, and then there's Vegas. And Vegas doesn't share any information with anybody else. They're very secretive. They've done it incredibly well. So we take Vegas out of that when we're comparing ourselves to other cities. So for us right now, as I told you, that we had an incredible comeback after COVID, and that was really led by meetings. The same meetings that they say would have been dead, that would have been replaced by Zoom, that has not been the case. Meetings are going nuts right now. And something else that I didn't mention is that this convention center that's just a model right now, by the way, we haven't even, what you just saw today was an imaginary rendering of it. We have not hired the architect for it. But based upon what we're showing them, we sold that convention center over 30 times from 2030 and beyond, and we have another 70 conventions that want to book Dallas, but want to make sure that they see some dirt being turned before they do it. So the demand for Dallas is extensive. So you got into the politics thing. I could have slopped that over and said, thank you, next question, but the politics are tricky here because we have certain groups in certain parts of the United States that won't use Texas. But then there's certain people that won't use California or New York. So we are not everybody's to everybody's taste, but we are to probably 95, 98% of the people's taste. So some of our groups are saying, hey, we're going to take a little bit of a hiatus with Texas for a while to see what happens. But for the most part, we haven't seen any less demand as what we had before. I wanted to dodge that question, but I chose not to.
So I'm hearing rumblings about a replacement for the ancient American Airlines Center. Are you, can you give us some insight? And I was kind of curious. I was looking at your visuals, and I thought, well, would it make sense to put it over on that side of town, which is where all the real estate is?
You know, so this is, I'm going to speculate because I have no inside scoop on this. Very interesting with Mark Cuban selling the team. There's a lot of speculation that they want to move it, that they want to put the new American Airlines Center or the MAV Center next to or within a casino complex. Irving is a spot that the same owners have purchased a big swath of land. There's talk about putting the convention center in southern Dallas near the convention center, or putting the Mavs' new proposed arena. But I talked to the person that runs the arena right now, and he said that there is no specific conversation that's taking place. I've also heard rumors that they're going to take and move the Mavs to Las Vegas, all these other things that are nothing more than just a bunch of rumors. I don't think the Mavs are going anywhere. And right now, I do know that there's no immediate plans to vacate the American Airlines Center. In fact, they're talking about doing some extensive renovations. So that right now, I think that you'll hear a lot more within probably the next 8 months or so. All speculation.
Hi, I have a question. So I'm going to preface this with working. I work downtown, so I'm there Monday through Friday. Okay, so I'm very experienced with downtown. So last summer, my kids were both going back to college. I was like, let's spend a fun day doing something. We decided to do the art installation walk, where you walk along and read about different art, public artworks. The best experience we had was aggressively being panhandled. The worst was being followed by blocks by a flasher. So
wait a second. The first was being
aggressively panhandled, and the worst was being followed by a flasher for several blocks.
Oh gosh.
So I think all that's great, but I see there's a lot of interconnectivity and walking around. So I'm wondering if in all of your vision you're looking at kind of addressing some of the things that happen downtown, so that when people are here they have an overall pleasant experience.
Yeah, you break up a really great point. I don't hear, it's interesting. I get other civic leaders want us to lean in about the homeless issue, and we do. The issue is with us that our customers are not telling us that homelessness is a problem. And we keep a really good bead on social media about what our convention customers say to us. The bottom line is, and I don't mean to equivocate this, but if you look at big cities, Dallas is amongst the lowest with respect to crime. I haven't heard the flasher one before. I'm sorry about that. That's ridiculous. But we all see homelessness for sure. It is something that we're trying to get our arms around. Everything for us is about safety. So the new convention center, there's talk about putting a police substation in it, which I think it needs to. Because right now, when you walk around that convention center right now as it is, there's some pretty sketchy parts that are poorly lit. But if you see the renderings of what you see, that's going to be a brand new neighborhood. And the thought is not only is that going to be where conventions will take place, but that's where retail space will be. That's where people will live. There will be high-rise apartments. There will be office space there. So that's going to be a 24/7 kind of a neighborhood. Right now in that neighborhood, when a convention's in town, the place is lit up. As soon as the convention leaves, the sidewalks get rolled up, and then it becomes sketchy. So the thought is that in the example I want to use, they want to have what happens there, the same thing that happened with Clyde Warren Park and that area around Clyde Warren Park. And let's face it, if you're bringing your family into Dallas that doesn't know Dallas, where do you take them? You take them to that area. That is the representation of Dallas for me. And I think that the downtown needs a little bit of tender loving care. And the thought is that this new convention center will be that catalyst to create the other things. So, but safety, getting back to what you said, safety in mind, that is everything we're talking about. Without safety, my counterpart in San Francisco right now, they have the most gorgeous city on the face of the earth. You go into that city and they've got some deep-seated problems that I don't think they have a solution to. So I hate to say we got it better than them, because it can change, but I do believe that Dallas has a better control of those problems than most, notwithstanding the flasher. I'm sorry about that.
On your horizon slide, it said 184 hotels are coming to Dallas. Where in the world are 184 hotels going?
So that's the Metroplex. That's all over. Now, when we say 184, that is in the pipeline. Some of them are rumored. Some of them are built or being built. So that's 184 of the projects that we know are and may come to fruition. But most of that, if I'm being honest, most of those are being built in particularly the western suburbs and the northern suburbs. So Dallas is going to, with this new convention center project, we're going to get another 4,000 new rooms at that convention center. If we don't get those 4,000 rooms, the convention center will fail. So you're going to see a lot more build right there because we're going to increase demand exponentially when the time comes.
Any other questions?
Jack? Oh, one more. Sorry, go ahead. Sorry about that.
Didn't know there was more time. You're an impressive Canadian. You definitely have swagger. So thank you.
Thanks.
Corporate relocations.
Yeah.
So you remember I came to Dallas from Michigan in the 80s. Yeah. Exxon moved in. JCPenney moved in. There's a lot of talk about bringing Boeing in, but we lost Boeing to Chicago. I was wondering, we got AT&T to come here. A couple years ago, you may recall, Amazon, Jeff Bezos, talked about establishing a second corporate headquarters. Can you tell us briefly what's happening with corporate relo? Are we going to find any more big corporations coming here? That will help us.
So that is not what we do, but it's the Dallas Regional Chamber that does that. But I will tell you what I know enough to be dangerous is that actually there are a lot of corporate relos in the pipeline right now. Lots of banks out of New York are coming in. A lot of California tech groups are going to put at least a new office here, if not change the entire offices. It is very much part of the process and part of our future. And when I talk about Dallas for that, I'm talking about the greater Dallas area. Right now, the recipients are Plano and Frisco are getting a lot of that. Downtown Dallas is they're turning dirt for brand new banks and brand new corporate and financial institutions. So I think you'll see that's still going to be a robust push because there is still places to build in the Dallas area, and there is a very welcoming business environment that belongs here. So I think our best days, again, are ahead of us in that.
Craig, thank you very much.
Thank you, Jeff.
And in honor of your speaking today, a book at McShane Elementary was placed in your honor for the school.
Oh, thank you.
Thank you very much. You know, Craig mentioned a lot of banks. You probably saw Goldman Sachs is moving a big operation here. Just to give you the kind of pressure, I was in a meeting, and I think they're bringing 800 people are moving here, and their average salary is almost $1 million. So just think about this, Tom, what that's going to do to real estate. So we are growing whether you like it or not. I know. So next week, Jeff Crilly, who we've had speak before in our club, will be speaking on marketing without money. Happy Franklin will be our chair of the day. And now Jason Graves would like to come up and do our four-way test.
Of the things we say or do, first, is it the truth? Second, is it fair to all concerned? Third, will it build goodwill and better friendships? Fourth, will it be beneficial to all concerned?